Hello there, namaste. So the Mark of the Fool, book 5. And I gotta say, this book, I enjoyed this series. I'm absolutely loving this series. It does kind of veer away from the heart of it that I enjoyed at the beginning, but it still stays true to what it is, which is why I like it. The ending of this book, I'm just gonna say, I have to get it out there. I kind of feel like I'm hoping it starts the next book where Alex is kind of having tears of joy, like, crying a bit, letting some emotions seep through, because that just feels like a very emotional moment, and he was just like shocked. I'm hoping that the tears hit him at the beginning of the next book, but who knows? Even if he doesn't, it's just one of those things I envision while reading it. But all right, this book, it's going away from what I said, the heart of it. And the heart of it for me was like the school life. Each semester was a new book, and I absolutely found that incredibly fascinating, incredibly enjoyable, because you got to see his classes. You got to see all this stuff on the side. You got to see the action. You're not getting that in this one. The only time you're really ever in a classroom is when you're following his sister for one chapter. And I actually enjoyed that. It went back to the heart of it, because the sister's in a class dealing with other students, dealing with being the odd one out because she doesn't want her powers. You kind of can feel for that situation in school, the new kid in school kind of thing. So I like that. I like that they still introduce that. And I kind of wish they do more of that with the sister, because it's fun getting to know her story, because I have a feeling she's going to become like an ice type of witch, where she removes heat. She learns how to use her power to remove heat from any situation, which basically makes an ice that is far more... that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that she basically does what her brother does and goes far deeper into something and makes it her own. Does something she wants her own way, going against the rules. I think that would be absolutely cool if she does that. So I wanted to see more of that, but this book is so filled with stuff, because they're starting to introduce everyone to the dungeons, and the fact that they could be controlled. The heroes know, and now the heroes are, trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Or is it a complete lie? All the stuff is starting to seep out. One thing that it caught me is they mentioned like the world was born from an Earthborn, and I was confused, because it's like, okay, it's all based off the world tree. There's the Earthborn, and it hit me when I went through it. Like after a while, I was like, maybe Earthborn means like Earth, the planet we are from. Maybe it's one of those where someone found themselves in another world. Or is the whole thing a video game system? Like it has just taken a mind of its own and gone off. Like those old classic video games that get shut down. Maybe it continues on. And I mean, it makes your mind kind of wander and think that kind of stuff. So I found that very interesting. Just that one piece of dialogue. So this book absolutely is fascinating, even though it does kind of go away from the heart that I enjoyed in the beginning, where you would have the classroom life. You would have the dynamic with friends. It still keeps that, but it goes away from it, because this entire book is out, well, technically he's in 2 classes when he's back home, but at the same time, I liked it when he was learning stuff. Right now, you hear about it. They talk about the classes after the fact, but they don't focus on them as much. I kind of miss it, but at the same time, I like where they're going with the story, because the story is still incredibly immersive and enjoyable to go through. I didn't notice it till at the end of the book, where I'm like, wait a minute, the semester's already passed. He's already done his finals. What the heck? Why? I didn't get any of that, because they just mention it. They mention it half-heartedly, like, oh, we finished our finals. That's basically all you get. And it's just like, well, I didn't really see the classes. You don't really get much of that. But the story isn't about going to school. The story is about the fool finding out what's truly wrong with his kingdom. Because there are seriously some things absolutely wrong. And I'm absolutely enjoying the book. Even though it has changed a bit, I really hope that they introduce more chapters of his sister Selena in the next book, where it's like 6 chapters him, 1 chapter of Selena in school, dealing with what she's dealing with. 12 chapters him and his friends, and then another chapter of Selena and what she's dealing with in school. Because it shows that she's doing something. Yet, we don't know. It probably won't actually introduce that to us until Alex himself finds out, since we're technically following Alex through everything. So when he finds something out, like he finds out what his sister's doing, I was going to say daughter, when he finds out what his sister's doing, maybe that's when we will all follow her along in her story. Because that's kind of how you do it. You seed things in little by little, and then as the main character finds out, you're allowed to know more because the main character found out. Yeah. I'm really enjoying this. I find the whole thing exhilarating to go through and makes me just want to keep going through it and find out more about it. But yeah, I highly recommend this series. It's very well thought out, very well written, and yeah, I've gone through it a few times already. I need to go through the series again since it's got a new book, and there are, I think, another one's out. So thank you all for watching. Absolutely recommend this book. Yeah, go look for it wherever you can find it and start reading it. Just start Mark of a Fool 1. See if you like it. So read a chapter or two. I fell in love with it almost immediately because the way the characters are written, the way it spins out of control almost immediately, it hooks you so well. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.